Welcome to the Criterion Hall stream. Oh yeah, just thought we'd listen to a little classical music to get this thing started. But yeah, here to bring you guys my entire Criterion collection. And some of these movies I've only seen maybe once or twice, or it's been a long time. Some I haven't seen at all. And others I think are excellent. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. First, we have The Others, a chilling ghost story, starring Nicole Kidman. And yeah, this is a great film. The entire time, there's like this lingering dread and, a mystery, and you're not quite sure what's going on. Nicole Kidman's children have this weird skin condition where they can't be exposed to the light, so it's very dark and moody and atmospheric the entire time, and there's always like this fog outside. Very cool. Love this film. Next, we have The Game. David Fincher's The Game. Man, if you haven't seen this one, this stars Michael Douglas. Great thriller. Really like edge of your seat. Once again, another, there's a mystery aspect to this film too, and kind of puts you in that state of mind of where you're supposed to be paranoid the entire time. Love this one. Definitely check out The Game if you haven't seen it. All right, we got a little ghost dog action starring my boy Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. I've seen this once, but it was forever ago. But I remember liking it. I thought it was pretty good. I believe it's about a hitman. I think Forrest Whitaker's like a hitman. And he goes after some rich guy or a mob boss or something like that. But I look forward to rewatching this again. And then we have Rumblefish with Matt Dillon. I really like Matt Dillon as an actor. I think he's great. Very diverse in the roles that he chooses, and he just emotes very well. His face and everything just carries emotion very well, so I always enjoy seeing him in different roles. This is a Francis Ford Coppola movie, and it was recommended by Brian Goes Blue, so go subscribe to his channel. He's awesome. Him and Coco too. Yep, but I still got to check that one out. I've had it for a while, but I will get around to watching it. I will. Another one that was recommended to me from my girlfriend Allie, and that's After Hours. I gotta check this one out. This is a Martin Scorsese film, one of the couple that I haven't seen, so I really look forward to watching this. And then we'll go ahead and show off a classic one. How about Night of the Living Dead? Excellent movie. In case you guys haven't seen, I'm sure most people have seen Night of the Living Dead, the original. 1968, I believe. Yep, 1968. I actually love the remake to this movie as well, that Tom Savini directed. But this is just an all-around classic. I mean, you can't go wrong. They also have a 4K of this. This is the Blu-ray. But yeah, if you like zombie films, this is the one you really need to start with. I mean, this kind of, George A. Romero started the whole thing off with this. So if you like this, then you got to watch, of course, Dawn of the Dead, then Day of the Dead, and then just keep going until you hit The Walking Dead, I guess. Because The Walking Dead takes pretty much everything from George A. Romero. I mean, I really enjoyed The Walking Dead, but it does take pretty much all of the stuff from the George A. Romero trilogy. Then we've got a little Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I hate to say this, but I've never seen this film. I know it's a classic comedy. I've never seen it. So I went ahead and picked it up because it just looks like a fun time. You got a great cast. And I look forward to checking this one out. All right. We have a little Scanners action. Little David Cronenberg. Man, this movie was a trip. Basically, this is kind of like, it felt a lot like an X-Men movie, but rated R, very dark, kind of like Logan, where these like people with telepathic powers, are battling to stay alive. Like, these government guys are trying to track them down and kill them or use them. So they're having like all these crazy mind battles, and people are getting shotgun blasts all over the place. The practical effects are insane. Of course, it's Cronenberg. Yeah, I love the visuals, and it's an excellent movie. I really enjoyed it. Definitely one of the more like accessible films if you're getting into Cronenberg. I would recommend watching this. As an early, like a good starting point for Cronenberg. All right. Then how about a little David Lynch action? Ooh, Lost Highway. This movie was very weird, and it's a Lynch film, so the story's kind of like you're not always sure what's going on or whatever. But I enjoyed this movie. I liked it. I did. I like the music too, the atmosphere, the it's kind of, it's just so weird. It's very Lynch. I don't even know how to really explain it. But I enjoyed it. It's one of those movies you feel it more than, it's more of an experience than anything else. But definitely check this one out. Lost Highway. All right, then where do we go from there? Oh, okay. How about another Cronenberg classic, Videodrome? Absolutely love this film. This is one of my favorites, if not my favorite Cronenberg film. Just so trippy. And James Woods is excellent in this movie, and it's got a lot of weird sexual stuff, like sex and pain and all that kind of good stuff. And I love the story, the mystery aspect to it. Trying to figure out if this film's real or fake, whatever. I mean, just very, very interesting. Alrighty. This one's a new one. Peeping Tom. Really look forward to watching this. I have not seen it. From 1960, I believe. Yep, 1960. I guess this is supposed to be like one of the first, or if not the first, slasher movie technically or something. So I really look forward to watching this one. It looks great. I love the colors too, that yellow and purple and everything. Really look forward to checking this one out. I feel like it's one that I have to own, being such a horror fan. I need to watch it, I need to own it, so happy to add it to the collection. All right, next up we have, this is, look at who directed this one. Oh yeah, that's right. We got Thief, directed by Michael Mann. Got James Caan there as this thief, obviously, and it's directed by Michael Mann, who directed Heat, and I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was great. Very grounded. It feels like, a realistic type heist movie. And, you've got like a mob boss, and you've got some really great dialogue throughout this film. And, it came out in 1981, and I really dug this. I really did. Very, like I said, very gritty, realistic conversations between people. Doesn't feel like movie dialogue. It feels like actual, like two people having a conversation, or a group of people having a conversation. James Belushi's also in this, which I love. Check out Thief if you haven't seen it, especially if you love a good heist movie. Then definitely check that one out. All right, next up, we got some other ones that I just recently picked up. This was recommended. This was a recommendation that I got from Corey's, Wilkie's Movies and Music, his channel. Corey's a really great guy. He recommended, he just had a stream, live stream where people were talking about all the 70s films, and they were giving out recommendations and just talking everything 70s horror. And somebody recommended this one, Sisters. So I can't wait to check it out. Looks really creepy. But yeah, it was made in 1973. And It has Margot Kidder in it, and that's one of the main selling points for me because I love Margot Kidder. I think she's a very talented actress, and she always has that little bit of attitude and sass and stuff, and she makes her movies so much more fun and enjoyable. So yeah, look forward to checking that out, sisters. And then this one, everybody recommended, so I just went ahead and bought it. This is another one that so many people had so many great things to say about it. Comes with very high praise. I looked at reviews too, and another one that my girlfriend Allie recommended, and that's Blood Simple. And yeah, Allie gave this 5 stars, which she doesn't just give out often. But a lot of people, when I checked on Letterboxd, I was like, wow, people love this movie. It's a Coen Brothers film. This came out in '84. It's 95 minutes, so a nice, quick, easy breezy watch. It's I believe it's like a thriller type film. I really look forward to watching this. All right. Then we have, how about a little Richard Linklater action? Dazed and Confused. This is one of the best comedy coming of age type movies that I've ever watched. I mean, this and The Breakfast Club are 2 of my absolute favorites, but this movie is just, it's just so much fun. It kind of just feels like you're hanging out with the guys the entire time. It's so realistic. The dialogue is excellent, which is what Linklater, specializes in, is just, dialogue between characters that's very believable. And I feel like I'm just immersed into this world the moment, the movie kicks on and gets started. The soundtrack is absolutely just, it's great. Just one of the best soundtracks from any film, I would say. It's out of this world. Love the music in this movie. And it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. It's a comedy. It's got it's funny because with Linklater, I always feel that I always think things are going to get more serious in his films because they kind of have that feel a little bit like something's going to happen, but they always manage to stay pretty light and fun even when you think something's going to happen, like with Ben Affleck's character in this movie, because he's such an asshole, but it doesn't go too far or anything. But I love his writing for that, and Dazed and Confused is amazing. Gotta watch this one if you haven't seen it. All right, another one we have is Blowout, Brian De Palma, and this and Sisters is actually a Brian De Palma film as well. So we got a couple Brian De Palma films here. But Thief, Blowout is, I watched this years ago, when I was younger, probably teenager or something. And I remember really enjoying it, but I haven't seen it since. But I know he records different sounds for films and stuff like that. So he'll be out in the middle of the woods recording an owl. I think it's an owl actually. He's recording, and different noises like the wind blowing and trees rustling in the wind and different animals outside. And they use that for movies. His recordings for movies, and he accidentally records a murder that happens, and then these bad guys end up trying to track him down and kill him and get the recording back. As far as I remember, I believe that's what it's about. So it stars John Travolta, and who else is in this? Nancy Allen. Oh, I love Nancy Allen. Nancy Allen's just she's just absolutely amazing in everything she's in. So can't wait to rewatch this one. Blowout. All right. Then we have Don't Look Now. I watched this one for the first time earlier this year, I believe it was. Yeah, I think it was when this 4K first came out, so earlier this year, I believe. Donald Sutherland, Julie Christie. This movie's a real trip. This was another one that got brought up on Corey's 70s stream. And yeah, I really dug this film. It gets a little weird towards the end, but it's kind of got just like it's hard to describe, kind of like a supernatural, I don't know. It's a weird one to like supernatural slasher, you know, type film. Very odd. Very, especially that ending. That ending is so trippy, but I enjoy it. It really, it's another one of those movies that I feel like you kind of experience it too. I mean, it's got a cohesive story. Some things are a little odd, but Donald Sutherland gives a phenomenal performance in this movie. He really does. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like a scene where he's breaking down, and it's just so sad and very realistic too. But yeah, I definitely recommend Don't Look Now. But yeah, go ahead and check that one out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of all these movies, actually. Sisters, if you've seen it. I'm kind of curious, how people like that one. I'm also curious how people enjoy Blowouts. What about After Hours? What do you guys think of that one? Is that one of your favorite Scorsese films? Would that rank in your top 5? Rumblefish. What about Ghost Dog? How do you guys feel about these ones? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments down below. And let me know if you guys are picking up anything for the Criterion sale that is currently going on for like a month. I think it will end probably somewhere towards the end of July, I guess, somewhere around there. You get 50% off all Criterions if you go to Barnes and Noble. Like I said, as of right now, this video coming out, so definitely go to your local Barnes & Noble and pick up some movies, get some Criterions. Yeah, and that's about it for me, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Later. See ya. Keep watching those movies.